Do you follow high school sports? The San Diego Union Tribune's free UT Preps app is the go-to source for your favorite high school sports teams. Get schedules, scores, standings, news, and more right on your phone. Follow your favorite high school team by sport. Share photos and videos right from the game. See rosters and player profiles complete with game-by-game statistics and receive push notifications for game updates. Don't miss any of the action at Oceanside, Chula Vista, Torrey Pines, and many more San Diego schools. Download the free UT Preps app on Google Play or the Apple App Store.
Welcome to the San Diego Prep Insider Podcast. Tommy, Christian, and Aaron.
Hey, guys.
All back here to talk about some basketball. We're going to start with our top 10, guys. We're going to jump right into it. No more messing around, right?
Let's do it.
All right, Aaron, who's your top 10?
All right, so I've got Foothills at 1 again, Cathedral at 2, Saints at 3. That could flip this weekend. We got 4, Torrey Pines. 5, I've got El Camino this week, flipping with Army-Navy after some shakeup with some losses this weekend. I've got Army-Navy at 6, Kearney at 7, Poway at 8, La Jolla Country Day at 9 after a loss to West Hills, and 10, I've got Mission Bay.
Very nice. Mine's a little bit similar, especially towards the top. I've got Foothills number 1, Cathedral number 2, Saints 3, Torrey 4, Army-Navy 5, Mission Bay 6, Poway 7, El Camino 8, Kearney 9, and San Marcos 10. Christian. You guys look so similar sometimes that they kind of,
It's the
exactly. Anything we missed in there, you think?
I'd say the only thing that it's not even a we missed, it's you missed.
Ooh.
You missed out on putting El Camino in the top 5. I agree that they are finally cranking up there. They're like a quiet team because for whatever reason they just don't win with a bunch of flash. But I agree that they're in that top 5.
Coach T, man.
Yeah, they actually, you know what? A little bit of flash at the end of the Wednesday's game against Vista. Got a steal. Eric Pierce kind of finished it off with a two-handed dunk at the buzzer. And that's a little flair for the dramatic, you know what I mean?
Hey, just keep winning. That's all that matters.
Come on, Eric.
Keep
It's
winning.
all right.
Keep
Don't
winning.
worry, man.
We'll be all right, Eric. All right, so there's our top 10. Now we're going to either dunk it or dish it with the Dunk and Dish segment. Our first question, we're going to go to South County. San Ysidro will weather the loss of Carlton Perry. Aaron.
I'm going to dunk it. It's a tough loss. Losing their leading scorer, their second leading rebounder on the year at 15.7 points, 9.6 a game, rebounds a game. They lose a game to Hoover after he is injured. But they've also done a really good job of adjusting in games after losing players. Earlier this year, they lost to Vista after losing Jesus Garcia for the season. Then they rattled off another 8 or 9 games in a row before losing again when they didn't have Francisco Sassueta in the lineup. So I think that given the competition that they're facing in league and the duration of Perry's injury, which is about 2 weeks, I think they'll be all right and they'll make a little push in Division II playoffs.
And can I make a quick comment before we even get to you, Christian?
Please.
Your pronunciation of Latin names is on point. I gotta give you some sort of. That Sensueta was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was. Christian, dunk or dish?
I'll dunk it. They have a decent lead, as you mentioned, over Montgomery and the rest of their competition in league. I'm also always going to err on the side of it's a team sport, and putting too much emphasis on one player is a disastrous situation to be in. You never want to be there. That being said, how far are we going to dunk this? I don't know if they're going to weather it through all the way to a Division II championship.
That'll be tough.
But for the immediacy between now and maybe the end of the season, they will weather it.
So for you, this is more of a standing two-handed dunk than a breakaway windmill.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Just trying to figure out the severity of dunker we're going for here. Next dunk or dish, Christian, we'll start with you. I know they just had a tough loss yesterday, but West Hills is the real deal.
Absolutely. I will Dwight Howard raising the rim slam this one
11-foot dunk.
Yeah, something like, I'll put on the cape and everything.
Gerald Green blowing the cupcake.
Sure. They have a really nice variety of talent between Cameron Berry, Kyle Rees, the Moyer brothers. Mm-hmm. The only problem is that you say the words real deal. They are stuck in a Division II top group that everybody's the real deal there.
Yeah.
And so I will absolutely dunk it. West Hills is a great team. All season long, I think they've been doing it kind of quietly. And they are there, they are in a logjam of real deals, which unfortunately takes a little bit of the attention away from them.
Yeah.
Aaron?
I'm going to Kobe Bryant dunking on Dwight Howard to dunk this one. Yes.
Put him on poster.
Yes. Baptized. You know what I mean? West Hills has a really good team. I was actually there last night, watched them against Grossmont. They had the lead for most of the second half before Tommy Rutherford absolutely took over the game. He finished with 39 points and I want to say 576 rebounds. It was
At least.
It was a really good performance. I was really impressed with Cameron Berry, the sophomore guard. He reminds me a lot of Eric Monroe from St. Augustine. He plays a very similar pace and feel. Excellent passer. Markel Cool, the junior guard, he had 26 against La Jolla Country Day in their upset over the weekend. He had another really strong performance last night. So their backcourt pieces, along with Bryce Parsons and Marco Ovies, who's actually a really underrated senior guard. Their guard play has kept them in a lot of games, and the Moyer brothers they provide just enough resistance in the middle for them to, compete with a team like Grossmont, which is all interior play. So I'm going to dunk it. How they do in Division II, it depends I think it will depend on the brackets. If they get that 2-3 game against La Jolla, I actually think they could beat La Jolla in a semifinal matchup. Could they beat La Jolla Country Day with Bruce Edwards in the lineup? That remains to be seen.
I will say that it makes me very, very excited about the Division II playoffs. Maybe more than any other playoff bracket
It's
in
the
the
only
county
one
right
with
now
drama.
because 1 through 7, 1 through 10, everybody's there, and everyone's the real deal.
Yeah, these teams can beat each other. It's going to be really exciting. I think there's no excitement in the open division just because everyone just expects Foothills and Cathedral Catholic to kind of run the table in those. Maybe Saints make a push. Division I, there may be a little bit, but the bottom end of Division I is not very good. The Division II is very deep.
Yeah. So if you haven't gone out to see West Hills,
Do it.
yeah,
Definitely.
block off some time to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, our final look or dish. We were talking about Torrey Pines being well coached, and we'll start with you on this one. John Olive is the best coach in San Diego.
John is one of my favorite coaches in all of Southern California, but I'm going to dish this one. I think that it's a toss-up between John Olive at Torrey Pines and Mike Hawk at St. Augustine. I think that those two coaches, year in and year out, no matter what the talent they have winning programs. They have systems that work, and they understand how to get the most out of each and every player on their group. So I would say it's 1-1A between Hopton and Olive, but I can't say that Olive is run away the best coach in San Diego, so I've got to dish that one.
Christian?
I'm gonna, if you need an actual visual metaphor, I'm gonna go up to dunk it, but then get rejected by the rim just because I'm not a good dunker, and it is so impossible to categorize best coach because, as you said, he does get the year in, year out results, but there are also coaches that are working with a lot less of a talent pool, so it's impossible, I think, to say necessarily best coach, but you are very hard pressed if you're just looking at numbers and flash and the way that his players carry themselves. The Torrey Pines program is put together by what you would consider a very elite coach on all facets of it. Plus, he makes for a great fathead that the TV chaos brings to all the games. They caught the one moment that he was smiling all season long and turned that into a fathead. So I'll put him up there on the very, very top upper echelon, but I also don't want to step on toes and say exclusively that he's the best.
Got it.
Yeah, it's tough to tell. With the coaches, especially, again, given the disparity in talents at all levels, it's difficult. So we're going to move on to our game picks now. First game, one of the best games of the year. We're going to see it again. It's what do we call it, Aaron?
The Holy War on the floor.
Exactly, the Holy War on the floor.
Round 2.
Part 2.
Right?
Yeah. This time the venue will be Cathedral, so Aaron, will the result change?
I think it will. We picked Saints, all of us, last time, and got a little egg in our face, but it was a really good game. I'm thinking it's going to be a really good game again. Otto Taylor is back in the lineup. He's healthy. He's a difference maker for Saints. But Brandon McCoy is just playing on a different level right now. I mean, he's becoming the dominant force that everyone anticipated when he was a freshman. And they're playing behind a home crowd. It's not like Point Loma, where both sides are filled.
Right.
It's more of a neutral court game than a home game for Saints. So this is a true home game for Cathedral Catholic, and I think they get it done. So I think they get the regular season sweep.
Christian?
Cathedral will canonize somebody at the end of this holy war. Is it going to be St. McCoy? Who knows? Somebody's going to come out of this. Cathedral's going to take it.
So I picked against Cathedral a lot. I picked against them last week and was very wrong. So I will not pick against them again. I will pick Cathedral over Saints. I think these are two very good teams. I think these are two of the top 3 teams in the county. But Cathedral. Sorry, guys. And if we're all wrong, we're all wrong. But I will not be wrong with Cathedral again.
I like some unity.
Yeah, I've been wrong. I've been wrong way too many times. Now we're going on to next game. Going to East County for this one. It's Grossmont traveling to Valhalla. Christian, who do you have?
At this point, I cannot go against Grossmont. I think Tom Rutherford, with his 2.3 million rebounds that he's amassed in the last 2 weeks,
Yes.
He has that senior going out a champion vibe to me, and I'd be hard pressed to pick against him.
I'm going to pick them as well. I was not expecting them to beat West Hills. They did. So I think they're going to ride that high and beat Valhalla. Aaron?
Sweep again. I think Grossmont takes this one. I just think that right now Tommy Rutherford is playing at a Division I level against inferior talent, and whereas West Hills may have been able to provide a little bit of resistance in the paint, I just don't see Valhalla having that and able to just slow him down. I think he has a 40-point, 20-board game, and they get it on the road.
Yeah, they're gonna need the football player Danny Bender to go in there and maybe rough him up a little bit. Be physical. I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
It will be a little tough.
Yeah,
Danny, we love you. We wish you well going to Washington State. You've got a really good career ahead of you. So it won't be your night.
It'll be tough, but today's his day for signing day. So congratulations, Danny. So moving on to our next game, a game that ended a little bit not well last time these two teams played. Point Loma going to Coronado. I'll pick first. I will take the Islanders at home on the island. Aaron, who do you have?
I'm gonna pick Coronado as well. Point Loma's been a little bit of a disappointment this year. If you look at their team from top to bottom, they have as much athletic talent as any team in the section. They are very physically talented, but something's been missing from them, and they've lost some games along the way, especially in league, that they should have won. This is the second best team in that league on paper. But Coronado finds a way to get it done.
I agree that there is visually something missing from Point Loma. They seem like the kind of person who, maybe gets into a Ferrari and doesn't know exactly how to drive it to its fullest.
Yes.
Because they have the horsepower there, they just don't know how to use it. But I will take the Pointers. It's not an island, it's an isthmus.
It is an isthmus.
It is.
So the home court advantage doesn't apply when they're trying to say they're out on their island.
Out on their isthmus.
Yeah.
Point
Loma will take it.
Islanders.
Point Loma will take it if for no other reason than I need to make up some territory on you guys.
The Ismanders, is that? Can I say that?
The Ismanders?
The Ismanders.
Sure.
What about the Peninsulars?
The Peninsulars.
Peninsulars. Yeah?
Never mind.
No?
It's hard to think that all three of us graduated college.
Anyway, moving on. Stay in school, kids. A couple teams we haven't talked about yet this year, kind of on the same level. Bishop's going to Horizon Christian. Aaron, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go Horizon. Horizon's record does not indicate, one, how hard they play, and two, some of the teams they've beaten this year. I mean, you look at it. They beat San Marcos on opening night, and they beat them soundly. Their guard play, Philip Willis, Jalen Henson, and DJ Wilson, they're very strong in the backcourt. Bishop's has been very underrated as well. They've had a couple of good wins, but I think Horizon's toughness in the backcourt is going to dictate this one, and I say Horizon gets it.
I will agree. I was very impressed the first time I got to go watch them play, which was against Army-Navy.
Yeah. And
they really gave Army-Navy absolute fits. Yep. They confused them. They forced them into foul trouble. They pushed them to their absolute limit without beating them. Yeah. So I will take Horizon over Bishops.
Coach Nick over at Bishop's, one of my favorite coaches also in the county. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with you guys. I'm going to take Horizon. what stinks for both these teams, they're kind of stuck in probably the toughest league in San Diego. I mean, these are teams whose records would not look like this if they were any other league.
Horizon, Santa Fe Christian, Bishops would all be, contenders in other inferior leagues. It's just, it's the way the cookie has crumbled.
Yeah, it's just tough at the top in the Coastal. And moving on to our last game, it's our out-of-town game, I guess you would say. We'll start with you on this one, Christian. Foothills Christian going up to play modern-day Santa Ana, one of the perennial national
Nike extravaganza.
Foothills Christian. At this point, I am not going to pick against TJ Leaf, and I wish him nothing but triple doubles between here and next year's Final Four at UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA, guys.
So, give me Foothills Christian, please.
So I kind of struggled with this one because last time Foothills went up to LA, TJ probably had the best game ever. It was over 40 points, over 20 rebounds, something crazy like that. But MJ Cage, son of an NBA player up there in modern day, is inside for them. So this is going to be probably one of TJ's probably toughest games. And modern day is one of those teams, like, not only do they have good players, also really well coached. So I'm going to take the Monarchs, team from Santa Ana.
Oh, man.
Aaron?
Couple of things that we have to take into consideration in this game. One, they're not playing against just the five guys on the court. Somehow, in every Nike extravaganza, modern day wins a game because the referees will just it will be so partisan, and it happens. It is uncanny.
Some Ed Hockley level freak whistles.
I'm talking Tim Donaghy level calls. Like, what is going on here? It's their house. It's their tournament. And they do have a lot of talent. Spencer Friedman, a 17-and-a-half-year-old sophomore guard from modern day. He's the best shooter on the West Coast, easily. He is an amazing knockdown shooter. Has a couple of Division I offers already in his career. MJ Cage is a very good player, but you know what? I'm going to go with Foothills Christian.
Ooh, that's my man. That's my man right there.
Here's why. As good of a player as MJ Cage is, there's been no player in the country that has been able to contain TJ Leaf. And once he gets it going, I'm not sure if modern day's defense will be stout enough to corral the other guys who are playing at a really high level. Luis Salgado, Amaje Smith, and Nico Perenata. I think it will be close. I think the refs will try to make it as close as they possibly can, but I think the Foothills will edge them in the 8:45 game up in Santa Ana.
No, it's going to be a fun one to watch. Hopefully a lot of people make the trip up there to root on the San Diego boys. But
I actually will be there.
You will.
I'm planning on going there. My son has a junior All-American camp in the day in that area, so I'll be right there. I'm going to go watch and see how they do.
Bring the son too?
Yeah. He needs to get used to looking at this level of play.
That's where you got to be. So before we recap our picks, we got to look at the scoreboard now where we're all tied because I tripped and fell on myself, I guess, a little bit last week, and I think I only got one game right. So we're all tied at 8.
Don't worry,
so,
it won't last.
I went 4-1 last week.
I'll be back in the cellar soon enough.
That's not bad.
I can't believe it. I'm back.
Good week for Aaron. Not so much for me. So we're all tied now. Again, just recapping the picks here as you take a look at the graphics. So guys, anything that you want to say before we get out of here? Any last notes?
I just want to actually give a shout out to my son. They call him full-time son. His name's Aaron Jr.
Full-time son.
Yeah, AJ. Over the weekend, he played in a big-time tournament out in Los Angeles County and had a box and one assignment against a 6'4" 7th grader by the name of Arthur Kaluma, who is considered the best 7th grade player in Southern California's grade group. And AJ forced him into 3 offensive fouls. I had 2 steals. And just, it was just really fun to watch my 5'4" son
take on a guy
a foot taller and not back down an inch. So I just want to,
So did he take 3 charges?
Yes.
That is a coach's dream. I'm going to say taking a charge might be up there of all, maybe taking a charge or getting a loose ball. I think those 2 things are probably
50-50 balls and charges. And one of the charges was just of the comedy variety where the guy tried to cross him over at the top of the key and literally with his left hand threw him to his right. And he fell to the ground. So it looked like he got crossed over, but the ref gave him a charge, and Arthur and AJ both got a chuckle out of that. So I just want to say, keep working, son. You've done really good, and keep it up in the classroom and on the court.
I'm just excited that we're into the second half of league, and
Playoffs.
Yeah, we're closing on playoffs. So, keep working hard, kids. And for those of you teams who are on the bubble seeding wise, very excited to see how that all shakes out. As we said, Division 2 is a lot of drama, but it's beyond just that. All the divisions, we are very excited as to how all of this is going to flesh out, because realistically, there are a lot of open spots for titles to be given away. Open division through Division 5.
Yes.
So very excited. Keep playing hard. We'll be out at your games.
And make sure you tweet at us at SC Prep Insider and let us know what we messed up, what we got right. And if you want us to talk about something, let us know. We'll put it on our Dunkin' Dish. Or if there's something you think we left out of our top 10, please let us know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are part of the community because the community is part of us.
This is interactive. You guys. You see us at games. You see us on Twitter. Don't be bashful. Let us know. And we've got
bash us.
We've got thick skin. I weigh 300 pounds.
Yeah, if you see us at a game and you think we did mess something up, go ahead and yell at us. We'll be fine with that.
Please.
Yeah. So I think that's all we got for this week. We'll see y'all next week, and good luck in your games, guys.
No dabbing.
No,
Hey.
it's even worse.